Well, thank you. My name is Eric Owens. I'm President and CEO of Alexandria Minerals. We are a gold exploration company with focus in one of the world's better known mining districts in northern Quebec, Val-d'Or, Quebec, an area with a long history of mining. First we'll start out a little bit with sort of summarizing some of our recent activities. We've been a very active junior company over the past few years. We're currently active. We have an ongoing drill program, a 6,500 meter drill program on our properties. We've completed about half of that right now, and we're going to continue that process. We also recently completed a $5 million financing, which has enabled us to proceed down that path. During the past few years, in very trying markets, as we all know, we managed to update resources. We discovered what will become, hopefully, Quebec's next gold mine. That's the Casaba West Zone, which we monetized by selling to Agnico Eagle in 2014. A picture of the model of that proposed pit is on the left-hand side of that slide. That, of course, led us to have an opportunity to buy Murgor resources. So we gained new properties and new assets through that acquisition, which was completed last year in 2015. As a result, those acquisitions have broadened our global, or rather regional, property exposure. The little inset map in the upper right corner shows on the stars the number of properties we have, but our real focus is that little yellow star in western Quebec, which is shown on the main map in the red oval, 35-kilometer long Cadillac Break group of properties situated right along the Cadillac Break. Now what you see in the red dashed line is the Quebec portion of a major regional fault zone, the Cadillac Break, and in this portion of that fault zone we have seen some 70 million ounces of gold mined from mines along this major geological structure over the past 80 or 90 years. Since 2003, the exploration upside is still ongoing there because at least 25 million new ounces have been discovered. We have major mining companies present currently operating in this region. For those of you who aren't terribly familiar with this, the biggest probably being Agnico Eagle. There's others, IAMGOLD, Osisko Mining, a number of people present. We have some very large gold deposits. The Canadian Malartic mine, shown in sort of the center, 13 million ounce deposit, producing some 100,000 ounces a year. So a good place to be. Our assets are well located. Our focus, of course, is in the big green property package in the southeast corner of this belt. So a little bit about us before we continue on getting into the details of these properties that we are working on right now. Again, our strengths, we've chosen good spots to be. Location, location, location. The Val-d'Or area, where our principal property activities are, is a well-known mining district. Some of our other properties, which are non-core, are also located in well-known mining districts, Red Lake and Matachewan, Ontario, and Flin Flon and Snow Lake, Manitoba. We have been focused. We are focused. Although we have these other properties, we have tended to stay close to home, that is Val-d'Or, Quebec, and we've focused on our Val-d'Or area properties. As we see there, we've drilled some 150,000 meters over the last 7 or 8 years on those properties. That has led to the discovery of 2.5 million ounces of gold on those properties. Currently, our current resources on those properties are in the neighborhood of 1.5 to 1.6 million ounces of gold. Clearly, we view ourselves as a successful exploration group. As I mentioned, we discovered the West Zone, blind discovery, which will be moving towards production to the best of my knowledge in the next couple of years. We increased resources fourfold over the last 5 years. Our costs of discovery are amongst the lowest in the world probably, at $16 an ounce, all up. That includes paying for coming to places like this. And solid management. We have very good relationships with a number of people, both on the investment side of things. Some of our major investors really like what we do. They're very happy, even during the nasty years we had to go through. They were very happy with our progress and sticking with it. And with some of the other mining companies, which are our partners. This property, a little bit more detail of our Cadillac Break group of properties. We have in the big green block in the center of the map, the 35-kilometer long property package. We have in the red stars 3 more advanced properties. Those are the ones with resources. On the left-hand star, the Oronata Zone 2 and 4 hosts about 750,000 ounces. It has been historically looked at as a disseminated deposit. We are now doing work around that to reevaluate the role of high-grade veins in that deposit. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. In the center stars, the Akasaba deposit, about 500,000 ounces of combined open pit and underground resources there. And then on the right-hand star, the Sleepy deposit with about 300,000 ounces of underground target type resources, grading 5 grams per ton. We'll focus on the western half of that property package around the Oronata, because that's where our current activities are and will be for the foreseeable future. But just a note about the Val-d'Or area. In the red circles are a number of mills, and or in the case of the Goldex facility, a concentrating facility. These provide opportunities for some smaller discoveries to be provide feed for those mills. We set up shop here in Val-d'Or because of the infrastructure. We are in the area where we can find large-sized gold deposits, and we believe the geology on our property suggests that we'll have that sort of success down the road. But we could also capitalize on some of the smaller discoveries through the use of these undercapacity mills in the area. This is a table of the resources that we hold. I'm not going to go through the details of these resources, but they occur on the 3 stars, the 3 projects that we have ongoing in the Val-d'Or area, plus 2 projects we have in northern Manitoba in the Flin Flon Snow Lake District. You can go online, go on our website, and you can look at this. This table is on our website. I'm not going to go through those numbers here. The point of this is really the gist of summarizing that table and showing the growth of our resources especially since 2011, through both discovery as well as acquisition. And again, we have spent a fair bit of time proving up the resources and then dealing with various business opportunities as well. A little bit about who we are. I'm, of course, this president and CEO. I'm a geologist by background. I'm a co-founder of the company. I founded the company in 2003, roughly, and took the company public in 2006 through an IPO. I have a very good management team. Mary Vorvis, Philippe Berthelot, and Mario Miranda round out our management team, all with considerable experience in various aspects, their various roles in our company. And our technical team, our geology team up in Val-d'Or is quite energetic. They're useful, and they're creative, and they love what they're doing. So we have a very good team to keep the operations going. Our board complements our management and our technical team. We've just recently added, on the bottom there, Gary O'Connor to the board in the past couple of weeks. He's the VP Exploration at Dundee Resources, and he brings a real strong interest and passion for the kind of exploration that we're doing, and he's really been interested and helpful in helping to guide our activities. A little bit about our market share structure. Shares outstanding, a bit over 340 million shares. Market cap is roughly in the 30 to 35 million range. We have currently about $5.7 million of current assets, so we've got enough to keep our exploration activities going. And recent price has been in the 7 to 12 cent range, which is up from January, which was the 2 to 3 cent range. Let me go back there. I just wanted to talk a little bit about who our investors, who our significant investors are. Of course, Agnico Eagle has been a long-time equity investor. They took their first 10% position in us in 2010, and they have mostly maintained that position in subsequent financings. We keep in close contact with their group as time goes on, because their exploration office is right across the street from ours in Val-d'Or. Teck and IAMGOLD are significant holders. We acquired new investors with this last financing, which would include US Global, Gold 2000, Delbrook, a number of private high net worth individuals as well. So we also have Gabelli funds involved in us, AIS. So we have a number of people who have been quite loyal to us and quite happy with what we're doing. This summarizes, I'm going to rip through the actual activities here. This summarizes the location, the red dashed ovals on the left-hand side of the map. This is our Val-d'Or, the whole property package in Val-d'Or. The 3 red ovals represent our current level of activities. The left-hand one, we've just recently finished drilling for triangle zone-like targets on our airport property. The small oval to the bottom of the slide on Oronata Zone 2 and 4 we're currently drilling on. Those 2 properties together collectively will be drilling 6,500 meters by the end of it. And I expect to be finished with that drilling in the next, probably the next month or so. And then the bigger oval represents a broader exploration program under which we're undergoing both geophysical work, prospecting, as well as some soil sampling work. We will be trying to drill target for a wintertime drill program. Oronata, again, this is a little more detail. You can get more detail on this on our website, but just recall we've been looking at this historically as an open pittable bulk tonnage, or at least bulk tonnage, some open pittable material. We are reviewing this data now and looking at the role of high-grade veins within this resource. And it has implications for not only the grade of the deposit, but size of the deposit and exploration targets along strike, both east and west of that deposit. The center oval there represents where the resource lies, and the east and west ovals represent future exploration targets along strike. This is a magnetic map, again, in the area. This shows the details of geophysics, prospecting and mapping, and other geophysical work we're doing to generate new drill targets for wintertime drilling on our porphyry program. And then the recent, at least the physical results of our drilling for triangle zone targets on our airport property. Above that white line is Integra's property, and up in the upper right corner is their triangle zone. Below the white line is our property, our airport property. We called this our Triangle 2 drill program. We're looking for high-grade veins, which incidentally, these south-dipping veins mimic the south-dipping veins we've identified at Oronata, some 2 kilometers away, and it appears that there may be some sort of regional relationship there. We drilled 7 holes, 2,800 meters on this property. The results are pending on those holes, but the success is that we identified 2 new diorite plugs, which are part of the ingredients at the triangle zone. We've also identified shear zones and some quartz veins, and we're just waiting for the results on those things. Why we do this? Well, we view this as a porphyry system. Porphyry deposits are large, whether they're gold only or gold copper, and we're seeing all kinds of evidence for those in the let me just end here, in our western half of our property package. Again, to wrap up here, we have upcoming news, our ongoing drilling. We expect to start seeing results from those later in the month. We expect to see some pretty good results from prospectings. We've identified new copper gold occurrences. And then finally, we have geophysics and other activities that we're working on to help generate new targets as well in the future. Thank you.